Ladies and gentlemen, did Zach Wilson's mom just leak that this guy may be heading to the Tennessee Titans? Plus, many people believe that the Seattle Seahawks are the team to beat in the NFC West. And it looks like the Rams may be going in a different direction at the quarterback position. And for some odd reason, Deshaun Watson seems like the hardest worker in the NFC North. All this and more will be covered on WiFiWillie NFL. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more NFL content. So we know Zach Wilson is no longer QB number 1 with the New York Jets after the Jets went out there and traded for Aaron Rodgers, even though Zach Wilson previously said, whoever the new quarterback is, I'm gonna give that man hell.
We're signing veteran X to be our starter. How would you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna make that dude's life hell in practice every day. You know,
Well, Zach seems to know that he's not gonna be giving anybody like A-Rod hell, and he's gonna be heading in a different direction for the rest of his career, and it looks like Tennessee may be an option for him, as his mom, who's always vocal on social media, loves going on Instagram, made this weird little story.
This is amazing, you guys. This is where Zach wants to live. Zach wants to live here, so he brought the whole freaking family on a family vacation.
And we know Zach Wilson's mom, she's famous for, you know, being a little chill with her son, sleeping with her best friend. We know Zach Wilson's ex-girlfriend leaked that Zach had smashed his mom's best friend, and that's how we got introduced to Lisa.
Yes. You have all
And
these
just so you
moments,
know,
Lisa.
no, okay? The people questioning, no, shut up.
No.
Shut up. I have good friends. You guys are idiots.
And I'm not sure if she's just clueless and doesn't understand the ramifications of making a type of post like this, but you got Zach Wilson there in the background a little bit, kind of looking a little nervous, like, oh damn mom, I don't know if you should be posting this on Instagram right now. The fact that I'm scoping out houses in Nashville, Tennessee, the Titans, a place that doesn't have a stable quarterback situation. They have Ryan Tannehill. They selected Malik Willis in the 3rd round in 2022, and then Will Levis in the 2nd round of 2023. No huge commitment to any of these guys. Maybe they'll take a stab at Zach Wilson if he really wants to live in Tennessee. And suddenly the Rams do not have a stable QB situation, according to NFL insider Michael Lombardi, who's not always telling the complete truth, but we do believe there's some validity to this, which is the fact that the Rams and Sean McVay tried to trade Matthew Stafford in the offseason, but they had no takers, and then the guarantees took effect in his contract for 2024. That salary is fully guaranteed along with some bonuses, so the Rams are now stuck with Matthew Stafford, but due to his injuries last year, it made them be one of the worst teams in the NFL because he was not available, and they even had to roll with Baker Mayfield at a certain point. And now they're stuck with the guy. All these guarantees are taking effect, and it would be very difficult for them to move on from him until after 2024 with the post-June 1st trade. They would still eat $37 million in dead money in 2025, but that's not absolutely insane. But the point being is that the Rams are not sold on Matthew Stafford, and they probably do not think this guy is healthy, especially after he was unavailable all of last year, but they did get some guy who is definitely going to be available, and maybe he is low-key the man who's going to save the Rams this year, and that is none other than former Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett, who is one of the highest graded quarterbacks in terms of a performance in the national championship game with the 94.1 PFF grade in 2022. And the Rams were able to select Bennett in the 4th round. Who knows if he could be a sleeper quarterback for them? I know he's played in Georgia, so it's been pretty easy for him. They have a loaded team all the time. And this is funny when you look at games against top 25 opponents. Stetson Bennett has one of the best records and also has one of the best completion percentage and yards, 1,413 touchdowns, only 2 picks with the 185 QBR, better than Caleb Williams, better than CJ Stroud, better than people like Hendon Hooker. If the Rams do not have Matthew Stafford available, maybe Stetson Bennett is going to be this low-key sleeper that can get the ball to Cooper Kupp and keep this offense rolling while Aaron Donald and the defense takes care of business without Jalen Ramsey this year. And we have Browns fans going viral on Twitter here saying Kenny Pickett is smoking cigars, contaminating his lungs and partying. Joe Burrow is getting drunk at some party. Meanwhile, Deshaun Watson is putting in the work. And you had Kenny Pickett with this woman. I believe it's his fiance. I think it's sort of a honeymoon thing, but he's smoking some cigars, just chilling with her on his lap, you know, being Mr. Cool Guy. And Joe Burrow is becoming a big celebrity, hanging out at Michael Rubin's party where all the most famous athletes and stars were. And meanwhile, we have Deshaun Watson trying to bounce back, not going to the parties, not smoking the cigars, but putting in the work prior to training camp. And Deshaun Watson, yes, he had the controversy, the lawsuits, and everything that happened the past few years. Yes, he has been out of the NFL for 2 years and barely played any games last year, only had 99 completions, 7 touchdowns. But prior to that, when he was a full-time starter, when he was in his game, in his stride, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, he's going to have a full season, tons of weapons on the offense. They always have a great defense, always have a great run game with Nick Chubb. And now he's in a position where he has to prove himself. Deshaun Watson has to prove that he was worth the largest guaranteed money contract in NFL history. And based off of last year, he also has to prove that he's not rusty. And while all these people are partying and hanging out, he might just be able to take advantage.
Look, in that division's wide open. It's right there for them to take this year. It's right there for them to take this year and then go on and really get on a run.
Louis Riddick, the analyst, is hyping up the Seattle Seahawks, saying that the NFC West is right there for them to take this year, and they could be quite possibly the best team in the NFC. And when you're looking at the defense, it just keeps getting better. Getting Bobby Wagner back from the Rams, they signed Draymond Jones. You also have Nwosu, who's always been a decent pass rusher, and the emergence of Tariq Woolen, he's a star now. Couple that with Devin Witherspoon, the best corner in the draft. This defense is going to be good. They're not going to just be okay. They're going to be good, and they have the potential to be great. And quietly, when you look at the offense, Geno Smith out of freaking nowhere, because Kyler Murray is injured, because the Niners can't figure out what the hell they want to do at quarterback, and because Matthew Stafford is also injured and Stetson Bennett is just a 4th-round pick, the Seattle Seahawks have the best quarterback in the freaking division. You have an amazing Ohio State wide receiver, Jackson Smith and Jigba, that you could couple with Lockett, couple with DK Metcalf. Louis Riddick is right, where the Seattle Seahawks are now the team to be in the NFC West. And we know Brock Purdy, this guy's not 100% at all coming back from that injury. The Niners do not know what they want to do with Trey Lance. They cannot commit to the guy. And the defense is still nasty. The run game is still nasty for the Niners, and that's been what's carried them for so long. But I just feel like the secondary is not that complete in terms of the defensive side of the football. And when you have an NFC West team like the Seattle Seahawks that could air it out now, I don't know if this secondary is going to be able to keep up. We know the Cardinals are obviously tanking. When you're looking at the Rams, yes, I do think Stetson Bennett could be somebody who could fill in, but this is just not an impressive roster on the offensive side of the football anymore, especially with the receiving core outside of Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson. It's just not that dynamic. So I do think the NFC West is going to boil down to the Niners and the Seahawks. I think the Niners are obviously the team to beat since they were successful last year despite the shaky quarterback situation, but Seattle is emerging. And what I find very interesting here, this is the Niners schedule. The first time that they play the Seahawks is going to be week 12, November 23rd. That's a Thursday night football game. Then you go and play the Eagles, and then it's back-to-back against the Seahawks. And we've seen this throughout the league before. When teams play each other pretty much back-to-back with only 1 week in between, these games get competitive. These games become close because you're studying the same team week to week. It's kind of easier to decipher what they're doing. And because the Niners have the upper hand based off last year, I would not be surprised if the Seahawks are able to knock them off around November this time. Training camp is around the corner. Yes, there's no NFL news right now, but we'll keep you up to date with some of the best stories around the league, so make sure you subscribe to WiFiWillie NFL for more content, and check out our Monday morning show that we have live on this channel, 10 a.m. Pacific time. We'll hope to see you there. Peace out, and I'll see you on the next one.